Peace. What's up, guys? All right, let's go ahead and get into this bizarro, crazy world of Monday Night Raw for February the 27th, 2023. This show literally made me want to run my head through a brick wall until I lose consciousness. Seriously, like, this show was not good. Was not good. This was a very missable show. Ugh. It just was not a good show. For the most part. Alright, so we kicked the show off with the Bloodline as usual, but it's just Jimmy and Solo. So Jimmy gets on the mic and he announces that the Bloodline is in Grand Rapids. So Jimmy discusses cracks and issues within the Bloodline. It might look like that from the outside, but if you come from a family, you know families fight like that all the time. Facts. Jimmy brings up Sammy and Cody Rhodes and how Roman Reigns has and will run over them. Jimmy says Roman will be back on Friday night to remind everyone who runs Smackdown. Then the Street Profits, they come out. So the Street Profits, they shout out Grand Rapids. They make fun of both Jimmy and Solo, and as well as Jay for not being there. Montez says they talk about running SmackDown, but can't even run their own damn family. And then both teams have some words, and then the Profits, they attack first. First match of the night. Jimmy Uso and Solo versus the Street Profits. Solo wins via the Samoan Spike, which I love that he's doing that. A great homage to Umaga, the late great Umaga. Love that. Post-match, the Bloodline, they got a steel chair. They're going to put it on Ford's neck, and Solo is about to do the hip attack, but Kevin Owens, he comes out and makes the save. He stunners Jimmy with a stunner, and then Solo retreats. But he also hits a super kick on Solo. Okay, this is all right. This is all right. Could have been better, though. So, Brock Lesnar, he's out next. And that's always a good thing. So, Lesnar gets into the ring. He's chilling in the MVP lounge. So, MVP, he comes out next. He says that he's not happy. MVP says, when he invited Lesnar to accept Omos' challenge, this isn't how he envisioned it. Lesnar apologizes for being a little early, but then invites MVP to join him in the ring. So MVP, at first, he's hesitant about it, and then Brock was able to say, come on in. He's not going to give him any suplexes at all. So MVP comes in, and Brock says he's just here to listen to MVP hype up a fight between Brock and Omos. Oh, boy. So, MVP says that Lesnar is the beast incarnate, and when Lesnar puts his hand on a man, they have no chance. So, MVP continues to hype up Lesnar, but says he had his hands full with Bobby Lashley, who MVP wasn't even And MVP wasn't even in his corner. So MVP wonders how Brock thinks he can have his hands full with the Nigerian giant who put his hands back on Lesnar. MVP says the beast can subdue any man, but a giant will conquer any beast. He says Lesnar can F5 and suplex any man he wants, but he can't do that to the Nigerian giant called Omos. So Lesnar gets up, says that was good. He high-fives MVP, said that was damn good. Lesnar accepts the challenge. Oh, boy. So MVP asks if they have business, and Lesnar says yes. Brock thinks they should shake on it and drink on it. MVP, he proposes a toast to Omos and Lesnar at WrestleMania. So Lesnar announces the match is official and mentions MVP will be in Omos' corner. So MVP says he's going to get a bottle of champagne. Lesnar's like, nah. He knows the MVP is a baller and a hype man, but Lesnar's just the farmer who grows the goods. So they're going to have a toast. They're going to drink the good stuff. So Lesnar has some moonshine, and it's white lightning. So he takes a drink. MVP, he drinks as well, but he doesn't like it. He spits it out on Lesnar. He attempts to wipe the stuff off from Lesnar. Lesnar does the F5, and that was it. So, I'm not excited about the match, but it is what it is. Who cares? That was a pretty cool little Lesnar segment. Moving on. So, Lita and Becky, they're backstage talking about tonight's main event for the women's tag titles. Lita says more of her famous career highlights have been next to top tag teams. So, shout out to the Hardys. So, tonight is a true bucket list check. She's been making history for more than 2 decades. She's not done yet. Becky says winning the women's tag titles is a secret bucket list item of hers. She admires Lita, and so there's no way they're walking out without gold tonight. Lynch promises Bayley will also get hers soon. Becky promises she and Lita will be the most groundbreaking champions ever. So they walk off, my bad. Oh my God. Every damn time. It never fails. Cody Rhodes versus Chad Gable. Yes, Chad Gable, who Triple H loves for whatever reason. And you know what? I like Chad Gable too, but damn, we see him every damn week. Every week. The man shows up to work every Monday night. Every Monday. Damn. So Cody Rhodes defeated Chad Gable with one crossroads. This was an okay match though. Maxine was out there as well looking at Otis. There was just one little cool spot in the match where Cody was playing with Otis, saying that Maxine's looking for him, and he just gently tosses him over the barricade, and then he's able to hit the crossroads. That was pretty cool right there. So, post-match, Cody gets on the mic, and he says he is yet to stand in the same ring as undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Rhodes says, my bad. Cody says Roman is on Smackdown, and this Friday he is ecstatic because he's going to be there too. Nice. Finally. Let's go ahead and start building that. I can't wait. SmackDown is going to be basically must-see, it seems like. So Byron Saxton, he's backstage with Baron Corbin. Oh, boy. The hits keep on coming, don't they? So Corbin says it's no secret things haven't gone his way, and he's hearing what people are saying and what JBL said to him. So Byron Saxton immediately cuts him off. They got to go to something else. Corbin says this is ridiculous. He had another interview cut. So Byron walks up to Kevin Owens, asking if he's worried about consequences from his earlier attack on the Bloodline. Kevin Owens says they're the ones who should be worried because they're suffering the consequences of their actions, and so are others. But as far as he's concerned, all he's wanted for months is to see the Bloodline fall, and he won't stop until he gets what he wants. But what he does not want or need is any help. Little nod to Sami Zayn there. I like that. That was pretty cool. And then KO dips out. So the Judgment Day, they're backstage. So Dominic, he insults Ray. He says that he showed the world what a loser his father is in the ring and at being a father. Dom says he'll be with Rhea on Smackdown this week when she faces Liv Morgan. So maybe he and his father can focus. Maybe he and his father can have a talk then. Dom says Ray won't do anything about it because he's in ex-con Dom's world now. Rhea says she didn't have to say a word to Charlotte. So Rhea says just in the same building had Flair shook. Rhea looked Flair in the eyes and saw something worse than fear. It was acceptance because no amount of confidence or nauseating words she had to say on Friday can change the fact that Charlotte can't escape fate. And that's Rhea winning at WrestleMania. Finn Balor says Edge thought their war was over at Elimination Chamber. Balor says Edge doesn't get to decide when this is over. It's over when Finn says it is. Finn says Edge is playing checkers while the Prince is playing chess. And he still has one more move to make. So Balor issues a challenge to end this at WrestleMania. That's great. That's great. So we might get the Fiend. I mean, my bad. We might get the Demon here. That's pretty cool. That's interesting. So Otis, he's backstage pacing outside the trainer's room. So Max and male models, they walk up. And Maxine Dupree asks if Otis thought to accept her offer yet. So Maxine says they would be honored to be at ringside for Otis if he had a match tonight. Otis says he needs a match. So he's frantically trying to find Adam Pearce. So next we get Asuka and Carmella. Asuka wins via the Asuka lock. So Asuka gets on the mic, speaks Japanese at first, and then she calls out Bianca Belair. So Bianca says she didn't know what Asuka said, but she doesn't like her tone. Bianca hopes that she called her out here to tell everyone that they're going to tell the house down at WrestleMania. But if not, Bianca will remind Asuka how she's the EST, and you can't spell WrestleMania without it. So Carmella comes from behind and shoves both of them, and they fall down. Okay, that's fine. Next, Piper Niven versus Candice LeRae. So Nikki Cross, she comes out. This distracts Piper Niven. This allows Candice LeRae to get a roll-up victory. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm fine with that. That's all right. So Piper Niven is upset about this. She yells at Candice LeRae to come back to the ring and give her a fight. Not gonna happen. Oh boy. Oh, the hits keep on coming, don't they? So Byron Saxton, he's backstage with Johnny Gargano. He recalls Otis coming up to him and saying he needs some hot action. No, that's kind of wrong. So they have a match now. So the Judgment Day, they interrupt. So Priest, he talks crap to Gargano. They have a couple of words. Gargano almost steps to Priest, but Finn steps to Gargano. Balor says if Otis is going to flatten Gargano like a pancake tonight with syrup on him, I'm like, oh boy, here comes the food jokes. But if he doesn't cover Gargano in maple syrup and gobble them up, then Balor will finish the job next week. So Gargano says he'll see Balor next week. Oh boy. Whew. Oh my God. NXT days, ladies and gentlemen. NXT days. Oh boy, that was what? In 2020 we got Gargano and Balor? Yeah, that was. Yeah, 3 years ago. Oh boy. Work rate flashbacks. All right, so The Miz is out next. So he's giving us a special WrestleMania Hollywood edition of Miz TV. So Miz gets in the ring. He brings up the anniversary gift that he received from Maurice last week. He promises to reveal what the secret envelope is last week. He says the gift is life-changing. He brings out his special guest to reveal the news. This person is also the WrestleMania 39 host. We get a drum roll. It's him. It's The Miz. Nice. So Miz confirmed that he will host both nights, which is awesome. He says this will be bigger than the Oscars or the Golden Globes. He says Will Smith slapping Chris Rock will be nothing compared to what he does. Good one there, Miz. He mentions Logan Paul's WrestleMania involvement and says this WrestleMania go Hollywood, not WrestleMania goes YouTube. He promises WrestleMania will go viral with him as the host. Miz is excited and nothing can take him off this pedestal. Rollins comes out. Seth Rollins. So the Miz is upset. He says this is his big moment. Why is Seth out here? Seth Rollins says to Miz not get his panties in a bunch. He came out to congratulate Miz and not running his parade. Miz says Seth's been running on his parade for 3 weeks now. Rollins goes on about how Miz is a bit of a B-hole. Miz says he's not a B type of person. He's an A person. So Seth says if this means that he's an A-hole. So Miz gets angry. I did hear a few asshole chants in the crowd a little bit. They were minute, but I heard them. So Rollins promises he didn't try to ruin Miz's moment. He just had a favor to ask. Seth's been trying to get in touch with Logan Paul for a little bit. Rollins figures that Miz could help him out with that. Miz asks the crowd if they want to FaceTime Paul right now for Rollins. Miz says no. This is Rollins' problem, not his. Miz says he's going to WrestleMania for 2 nights. Rollins isn't because Miz is an A-lister, while Rollins is just a stupid goofball. So Rollins takes out the Miz. That pisses him off. Then Seth gets on Miz's phone. Logan Paul does pick up, and he snaps. Seth Rollins snaps a photo of the Miz being laid out. So Rollins, he takes a seat. He does a FaceTime with Logan Paul. Logan Paul does pick up, tells Miz to quit calling him. Rollins laughs and says Paul isn't happy to see him. Rollins taunts Logan Paul about Jake Paul losing to Tommy Fury this past weekend. Rollins says we're all tired of this game. He calls Paul to come to Raw and face him in the ring next week. Logan Paul accepts the challenge and says he can't wait to see if Rollins is still going to talk all this crap when they meet face to face. Rollins calls Paul a bitch and then he hangs up. And then he does a stomp to Miz. So that was pretty cool. Pretty cool little segment. I like that. All right. Kathy Kelly, she's out next with Damage Control. So, Bailey says they've been on all the shows standing up to other teams lately. While WWE Women's Champion, Tag Champions, Dakota Kai and Io Sky are the greatest tag team ever. This is more entitled to Damage Control. This is their story. This is their legacy. So, Bailey tells Kathy to go tell those idiots that, referring to Lita and Becky Lynch. So then, Austin Theory comes into play. So he says that they're great champions, but everyone knows he's the best champion in WWE right now. He's a little shocked he's not being talked about. This is his achievements and accomplishments, but everyone is talking about John Cena, who comes back next week. Austin Theory says, but the thing is, they just talk about Cena's hustle, loyalty, and respect. Theory looks at his hustle. He's hustled everyone in the Elimination Chamber to retain. No one No one has more loyalty than he does in the business. He defended his U.S. title against Edge less than 48 hours after the Elimination Chamber, and he's hustling. He's got loyalty, but then there's respect. Then there's the respect. Austin Theory says he's got a lot of respect for Cena. He really does. So that's why next week, in John Cena's hometown of Boston, Theory's going to look Cena in the face and give him all the respect he deserves. All Theory asks is if Cena will give him the same treatment. Then Theory dips out. Next, Bobby Lashley versus Elias. Lashley wins via the Hurt Lock. He gets on the mic and says he's not in a good mood tonight because he owned Brock Lesnar at the Elimination Chamber, but Lesnar resorted to a low blow. Lashley won the match and he wanted more, but now after provoking his dominance, he had to deal with Bray in his little kid games. Lashley said he didn't play kid games. He's the Almighty. Lashley tells Bray to keep his name out of his mouth or get hurt. Lashley drops the mic, and then we get the gym version of Bray Wyatt. So he's doing the Muscle Man dance, and Huskus the Pig is there taunting Lashley as well. Lashley stops on the entranceway to see this. Then it cuts to Bray's recent warning on Smackdown where he tells Lashley he should run. And then we see the Moth logo. Okay, this is interesting. So I do like this. This is interesting. This is going to be very, very fun right here. It really is. I understand a lot of people are upset about that. But you got to understand, guys, Brock Lesnar's not going to work with Bray. He's not. Under no circumstances. That's not going to happen. Brock's not doing the supernatural stuff. That's not happening. Lashley's done that before with Finn Balor when he was the demon. I think that was what? Was that 2 years ago? I believe 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I need to look into that. Chelsea Green. She's backstage with Adam Pearce. She rants about being sent to Ottawa, Illinois last week instead of Ottawa, Ontario. Pearce reminds her that she's from Canada, but she's not happy. Carmella walks in and asks Pearce if he saw her match with Asuka. Pearce says has Carmella in one ear, Green's in the other. He says that he has a phone call to take care of. He tells Carmella that she can face Bianca next week, apparently non-title. So Pearce walks off, and then Chelsea Green and Carmella, they compliment each other and shake hands after an introduction. So that's pretty cool. I like that. That could be interesting right there. That could be very, very interesting right there. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna hold you guys up. Like, that could be some interesting shit right there. Next, Otis versus Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano wins via the one final beat. Oh boy. Oof. So, it ends with Maxine Dupree with her being angry with that Otis lost. So Kathy Kelly, she's backstage with Paul Heyman, asking what he thinks about Cody Rhodes saying he'll be at Friday's Smackdown. Paul says he loves it. This is his favorite time of the year, where the ante keeps increasing with every TV show. Heyman mentions Cody confronting Universal WWE Champion Roman Reigns, but Kathy says Cody didn't actually say he'd confront Reigns. He just said that he'd be at SmackDown. Heyman says Cody is a top talent, and he will not just show up. He will invade SmackDown because he's a Raw superstar. Heyman says Cody will confront Roman on SmackDown, but if not, he will be confronted by Roman Reigns. Main event: Becky Lynch and Lita versus Dakota Kai and Io Sky for the Women's Tag Team Championships. So, Trish Stratus gets involved to a really solid pop, really good reaction. So, that allows for Lita to hit the moonsault for the 1, 2, 3. And Io sat there waiting for like a good 45 seconds. I'm like, what the hell? Like, she took I think she took like a DDT from Lita, and she was just there waiting for Lita to come down. It took forever because Bayley tried to get involved as well as Dakota to break everything up. That took like a good 45 seconds to set all that up. Like, I was like, what the hell is going on? But in the end, Lita and Becky are the new women's women's tag champs. And then they celebrate with Trish Stratus to close the show. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. So this does confirm that Damage Control will probably try to get a rematch next week. And we'll probably get a 6-woman tag at Mania. Damage Control versus Lita, Becky, and Lita. So that would make sense. So that would be pretty cool. But Raw this week was very missable. Triple H, to me, didn't really do a lot of shit this week. He was just throwing shit at the wall and see if it stuck. But this was a very lackluster Monday Night Raw. I'm not excited for Brock and Omos. I am kind of excited for Bray and Lashley. That is interesting. Very intriguing to me. But, man, this show was a bore. So, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.